companies preparing for the new normal. What lies ahead for the workforce when the economy reopens? Let's get some insights now from ING Bank economist Nicholas Mapa. Nicholas, thank you so much for joining us. It seems like Central Bank Governor Ben Jokno is very concerned about jobs and the new economy after the ECQ, and he wants a supplementary budget. Do we really need one on top of what the government has already spent on cash aid and social services?
Well, thanks for having me, Rico. I guess the Philippines is now faced with one of once in a lifetime pandemic, which would require a substantial response from the fiscal side or the government side. Anytime that you can go out and and bring out this type of ammunition to fight against this pandemic that we have, all the better. So the bigger the budget, the better, I guess, to fight off this pandemic.
The bigger the budget, the better. There's talk of at least more than 1 trillion pesos. Is this feasible?
Well, I think any time that we roll out this kind of stimulus, it should be, I guess, the scope and directed to the right sectors. But at the same time, I think as long as you have a good number, a good sizable budget, I think anything at the tune of 710 billion, this was proposed by Congressman Kimbo. If you get this out to the right sectors, then it can help offset the impact from COVID that we're seeing.
But can the country really afford a supplementary budget? Where will we be getting the money?
Well, I guess that's a concern that some officials might have. I mean, there is a lot of liquidity out there. We can float bonds in the meantime. Now is not the time to be counting, I guess, penny pinching at this moment. We are in firefighting mode. We have to get the ammunition out there to try to offset the slowdown. We can borrow, I guess, in the meantime, and then down the line, as the economy improves, revenues can pick up eventually. But for the meantime, we'll have to upsize that budget to get a hold of the economy going forward.
But what if this budget is not upsized because the finance department has said over the past couple of weeks that we don't need one? Will this mean more people out of jobs if we don't get this supplemental budget?
Given our current predicament after the first quarter GDP numbers came out, it looks like our growth trajectory is really on the downside. I'm bracing for a negative 5.6% in the second quarter and another negative 5.8% in the third quarter. So we will have to brace for some substantial economic pain in the near term if we don't get this type of spending out there to offset this downturn. So the likelihood that we might have some hardship, maybe some job losses, are understandably going to be higher in an environment of slowing GDP. So get that budget out there, make it sizable, make sure it hits the right sectors, and maybe we have a chance to get off with growth by the third or fourth quarter.
All right, which particular sectors will basically benefit?
I think anytime that the battle cry right now should be to save jobs, or if in case we lose jobs, to try to, replace jobs. That's what really was, I guess, the strength of the Philippine economy. Our job prospects were good pre-COVID. And that's what's I feel that's what's going to really get us back on track as quickly as possible. It's making sure people have access to income and employment. So the battle cry for the government, try to put as many people to work. I think with the new economy that the governor was touting, the shift to e-payments, all this delivery, you got everything delivered to your doorstep. Maybe that's one area they can try to divert some of the labor that gets displaced with COVID.
And over the past decades, of course, the domestic economy has been the lifeblood of the economy. And of course, you have remittances, close to 30 billion US dollars, Nicholas, being infused into the Philippine economy. And definitely, we're going to see a massive drop-off in 2020 with a lot of these OFWs, particularly seamen, coming home.
Yes. Well, in the past, we've been able to sort of rely on them as a crutch to get past some previous crises. But now they're coming home. They've lost their jobs. It's our turn to take care of them. I think the government must do all they can to at least house them and maybe retrench them in the meantime. But that's definitely going to have an economic impact. Foregone consumption, foregone income, definitely going to hit the investment numbers as well. So government's going to have to plug that gap, plug that hole left by the remittance drop off that we're likely to see this year.
More pain for the Philippine economy this quarter and going forward. Thank you so much for your insights, Nicholas Mapa, an economist from ING Bank.